Hello again, I'm from Manila, Philippines, Southeastern Asia. Um, the subject of this video concerns the Vatican. Of course, there have been a number of conspiracy theories and then more recent or more reasonable histories concerning the inside that complex. The source of this video is the Mysterious History newsletter to which I subscribed recently. And of course, we have to be cautious when such information is presented to us. As a longtime teacher, I know that by no means all information online is necessarily accurate or reliable. So please treat these sentences, which I'm about to read out from my email box, with a healthy degree of caution. And of course, if you have a chance to verify these details through reliable online and printed and even oral sources, please do so. So don't take these statements to be undisputable facts, because they aren't. But anyway, here we go. A single archive at the Vatican, and the Vatican state is the world's smallest state. I visited it in June 2010 when I was visiting Rome. It's surrounded by Italy, and specifically the city of Rome. It consists mostly of the St. Peter's Basilica and the square, associated square over there. So anyway, this single archive holds original transcripts from the famous late 16th and early 17th century Italian scientist Galileo Galilei's Inquisition, a letter from the early 16th century English King Henry VIII pleading to be granted divorce, records from the heresy trials of the Knights Templar, and a note from Michelangelo requesting overdue pay for his workers. And those are just some of the documents we know about. What else might lie in the centuries-old Vatican secret archives? And might these documents shed light on hidden papal, meaning Pope's, influence over global events? With the vast majority of the archive's contents off limits to the public, speculation is rife. From a huge collection of papal pornography to evidence of the Roman Catholic Church's enabling of the Holocaust, which the Pope at the time did not condemn even nearly as vigorously as he could and should have. Probably in order to maintain his personal freedom. After all, it had been only 13 years when the Holocaust, 13 years earlier, since the Holocaust fully began only in 1942 with the start of the systematic killing of millions of Europe. 29, through the so-called Lateran Treaty, the fascist Italian dictator Benito Mussolini had recognized the Pope's right to have his residence and his small church state in the Vatican City. This ended 59 years of so-called papal captivity inside the Vatican. So probably because Mussolini was allied with Hitler and Mussolini was an accomplice to the Holocaust, although he did not pursue the Holocaust even nearly as passionately and rapidly as Hitler did, he nevertheless enabled it. So in order to retain relations with the fascist Italian regime, the Pope at the time decided to keep mostly quiet about the Holocaust. Many theories focus on subjects that have the potential to undermine the Roman Catholic Church's authority. Has the secrecy been blown out of proportion, or is the Vatican concealing information that would shock the world? Established under the Latin name Archivum Secretum Vaticanum, or the Secret Archive of the Vatican, The archive holds Pope's personal correspondence and important documents dating back to the 9th century. The word secretum, though translated as secret, is more akin to private. During the 17th century, Pope Paul V, the man who put Galileo on trial, decided to split the secret archives from the main collection of the Vatican Library. The collection still sits side by side just north of the Sistine Chapel. The secret archives contain 53 miles. That's approximately 85 kilometers of shelving, some of which is in a fireproof, climate-controlled 2-story underground bunker adjacent to the main apostolic library. Many of the documents that have been declassified concern historic moments and leaders. One is a letter written by the English King Henry VIII back in 1527, requesting a divorce from his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, because she had been unable to produce a male heir for him in order to continue the Tudor dynasty. When years passed without Pope Clement VII approving the split, Henry VIII turned to his Protestant advisors, broke with the Catholic Church, and helped usher in the Reformation, albeit in a fairly mild form, through the creation of the Church of England, better known as the Anglican Church. Another is a letter to Pope Pius IX from Jefferson Davis, the Confederate president. The note thanking Pius IX for his sentiments of Christian good feeling and love amid most cruel oppression and terrible carnage has led to debate over whether the Pope supported the Confederacy beyond giving general comfort and wishes for peace. In 1984, the Vatican announced it would release the archive's transcripts from the heresy trial of Galileo Galilei, who in 1633 was forced to recant his claim that the earth revolves around the sun, and was then placed under house arrest until he died in 1642. In 1992, Pope John Paul II formally acknowledged that Galileo was right and the Roman Inquisition had mishandled the case. In the absence of detailed information, wild theories about Vatican secret archives have proliferated. Over the years, people have pondered whether the Roman Catholic Church might be hiding bombshell information that could challenge Catholic doctrines and render papal authority invalid. Might there be hidden evidence of aliens on Earth? Was blockbuster novelist Dan Brown onto something when he wrote about Jesus fathering a secret child with Mary Magdalene? Well, this is pure fabrication, even blasphemy. Jesus never had sexual relations with anyone on the earth. Do the Vatican secret archives contain the world's largest pornography collection? One key factor in the archive's inaccessibility is the fragility of the documents. A very small percentage of the collection has been digitized, but the varied writing styles make it difficult for optical character recognition or OCR software to recognize words. If the Roman Catholic Church possessed documents that could invalidate its own teachings or cast previous popes in a deeply unfavorable light, it is plausible such documents would be kept buried in a bunker away from prying eyes. One clear example is Pope Pius XII. In 1999, British journalist John Cornwell published a book called Hitler's Pope, The Secret History of Pius XII. Drawing on newly available pre-1939 documents from the archives, it painted Pius XII as someone who helped Hitler rise to power, trivialized the Holocaust, and dealt with Nazi finances via the Vatican Bank. In 2005, American historian and Rabbi David G. Dalin responded with his own book, The Myth of Hitler's Pope. Incidentally, in April of that year, Pope John Paul II, originally Cardinal Karol Wojtyła of Poland, died, which drew on yet more documents to claim that Pius XII saved hundreds of thousands of Jewish lives during the Holocaust. Well, this I find hard to believe, honestly. Even if the secret archives released its Pius XII documents, it's unclear whether they would have the power to absolve or condemn the wartime pontiff. The ban on post-1939 documents also prevents researchers from seeking information on other grave issues, such as the extent and impact of sexual abuse within the Roman Catholic Church. Well, it's a sad fact that many Roman Catholic priests have broken their celibacy vows, not just by having sex with girls or women, but also by molesting boys, especially choir boys. And that obviously has cast doubt on the viability of having the celibacy, since so few priests seem to be willing and able to keep it. Of course, we don't know. We don't know that. Just a moment. Recording. I'm recording for you. Not falling. Sorry for the delay. Downstairs. Small delay. I can be quick. Trying to return. So much laundry. Actually, anyway, Okay, so I'm finally back here. As to the more left field speculations on what's hidden in the secret archives, particularly the aliens and pornography, the answers are maybe and no, respectively. The archives could have information relating to extraterrestrials, but there is nothing to suggest that it does. The pornography rumor seems to have been started or at least perpetuated by an erotica museum in Copenhagen, Denmark's capital, and Denmark has for several decades been one of the leading Western countries in terms of public pornography, alongside, of course, other Nordic countries and countries such as the Netherlands, which allegedly informed visitors that the world's largest porn collection is at the Vatican Library and/or secret archives. This is not all true, but the Renaissance artist Raphael did paint erotic images around the Vatican's papal apartments in 1516. So you, of course, make your decision on whether it's reliable information or not. Have a nice weekend. Take care. God bless.